Physical processes that have an impact on the cliff face will either be erosion or weathering. Erosion is the wearing away of the rock by action of the sea. Weathering is the breaking down of the rock by either the weather plants or chemicals. They usually come into a flow diagram where it shows either erosion and or weathering having an impact on the cliff face. Bits of rock break off. As they're broken off, they're transported along the coast. Usually we're looking at longshore drift, and then they're deposited either on a beach, in our case a spit or a bar. So we looked at 3 types of erosion. The first type of erosion is abrasion. That's where bits of rock are thrown onto the cliff face. As those bits of rock are thrown onto the cliff face, it starts to grind away like sandpaper. The second type is attrition. Those bits of rock, they smash into each other. As they smash into each other, the jagged edges get smoothed down so that they get into a much smoother piece of rock. And then the final one is hydraulic action, where the air gets compressed into the cracks on the cliff by the wave pushing the air in. As the wave moves up and back, that crack will start to expand. Finally, we'll look at 2 types of weathering that we had a look at in lessons. The first is freeze-thaw. That's where water goes into the crack, it freezes, it contracts, then it expands once it thaws. That continual process will have an impact on the rock and make it weaken and break, like you've just seen in the video. And finally, the final one we looked at is corrosion or solution. That's where the sea's pH slowly dissolves chalk or limestone, increasing the size of cracks. When the water evaporates, the salt crystals form, they grow, and as the salt crystals grow more and more and more, they'll force the cracks to break as well.